Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight. Woo! Laughs and wisdom side by side. Heshy show won't be denied. Tune in live and ride the tide. Feel the rush and feel the pride. It's just enough Heshy. Wanna vote for Heshy? It's just enough Heshy. Join the crowd, it's messy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Just Enough Heshy show. Now, I'm going to smile at you and be a little bit happy, but the truth of the matter is, I'm sad. And you're going to say, Heshy, why are you sad? Today's your birthday. Linda's birthday was yesterday. You spent $1,500 on a birthday dinner with your entire staff, and you're crazy. Well, it wasn't me, it was my partner, but yeah, God, I'm broke. Thank God Linda's pocketbook was full with my partner. But I'm sad for another reason, and we're going to tell you why. Today, my birthday, I thought I would take the day off. I thought I would spend the day with Linda, take her around, do errands. And I got up early in the morning. I said, Linda, we're going to volunteer in the hospital this morning, do some goodness, on our birthday, and then I'll run around, we'll do errands, and we'll go out for my dinner, and then I'm going to go to a big concert tonight for Nissan Black. The concert is at the Armory. I just want to tell you about it. It's a very cool concert. It is, I don't know, I thought I printed it up. I thought I had the picture, but it is at the Brooklyn. It's called the Love Yourself Brooklyn Peace Concert, and it is at 1561 Bedford Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. And rapper Nissan Black will be there, and I'm going to go there, and I hope they let me speak. But while I finished up like about 9:15, I was ready to pick up Linda, go into the office for a few minutes. A friend of mine called me and told me that a young boy that I knew for many years, and the parents of my friends, died today, and I had to go to the funeral. And you understand, I hate drugs. I told you drugs are no good. I told you marijuana is no good. I'm not going to scream at you. I'm not going to repeat it again. It's no good. 28-year-old boys should not die on my birthday. We had 146 suicides last year in my hospital. I'm not talking about overdoses and deaths and other stuff. Suicides. Drugs, I don't even want to talk about. It doesn't end. I don't know what to tell you. I need to get into city council to change some of these laws, to stop these drug dealers, to stop legalization of stupid drugs. So, yes, it was mine and Linda's birthday. I did a introduction video of me and Linda at the dinner, and my little granddaughter, thanking everybody for giving me all those happy birthday wishes. I had a couple of hundred. I couldn't keep going through all of them and thanking everybody. And my son and my daughter-in-law, who told me to tell you that not that she's pregnant, well, she is, and we're going to have a boy, told me not to tell everybody we are going to have a baby, and they took me out to lunch. Yes, I paid with my credit card, but it was a nice lunch, and I was so happy they took me out. After I came back from the funeral, so we went out together. But I want to talk about a lot of other issues that is coming up, and that was my introduction to this show. And I want to wish all my fans at WNEW-FM 102.7, HD3, WSNR, channel 620 AM, our main station and local station, and WJPR, channel 1640 AM Radio Miami. Welcome to the Just Enough Heshy show. And I know you guys in Miami can't hear me, but I'd like you to support me. I'd like all of you to support the HeshyTishler.com website page. Yes, we are fully funded for round one. We are good to go against Felder. But our round two, if you go to my heshytishler.com donate page, we're only half funded. And Simcha Felder is coming after me. Simcha Felder already tried to knock off my signatures. Yes, I countersued. And you won't believe it. I already took off from him over 1,100 of his signatures, which were fraudulent, fake, young people. And we also found other issues that the Board of Elections, his people, took so long to approve. We have another 700 we can go off. Now that I beat him in court, that I'm on the ballot, he tried to get me on my cover letter. And you're going to love this. On the cover letter, which is all typed and printed. Okay, by the way, I hope you see my the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook fans. Welcome to the show. By the way, I hope you see my Just Enough Heshy logo, and that's where you can do heshytishler.com. I want you to come on to my website and donate $10, $20. I'm halfway funded. I can use some more funding. Come on through. I'm qualified for in-district donations, so all I could do is anybody could donate now. Come to my website and donate. And I know I'm begging, but you want me to win. So Mr. Felder went and found a defect in my cover sheet. You're going to love this. That I didn't hand print my name. I mean, I signed my name. It's printed Heshy Tishler. It says the Heshy Tishler thing. Everything is Heshy Tishler signed there. All the 1,800 signature pages, which is over 100 pages, 200 pages, all say Heshy Tishler on it. He got me that I didn't hand write my printed name of Harold Tishler. Thank God there was a cure. I gave it in. They wouldn't give me a response till today when we had to beg and threaten legal. Did we get accepted the cure? This is what the pettiness is. And then Mr. Felder calls my rabbi and says we're not sticking to the agreement. I said, Mr. Felder, we have an agreement. I agree now that we have an agreement, but you were supposed to meet with me. And the meeting is not bad. The only reason I wanted to meet with Mr. Felder was to set up a debate. Plus, he's my senator that I have issues with in the community I wanted to talk to him about. Plus, I wanted to tell him, listen, I have no problem you running for my seat, the council seat, which you're not entitled to. You just won the Senate seat. You should stay in the Senate, a district that we fought so hard to get, a district for the Jewish people, and now you're leaving it to give it to a leftist person. That's what the Democrats are going to do. So I said to him, I have no problem, but meet with me so we can go over the rules. I want to run a clean campaign. I don't want to talk bad about you. I want you not to talk about me. I don't want you to have this guy, Jeffrey Lev, a very bad, vicious person, writing bad things and making stuff up about me. He makes things out of the blue terrible. This yeshiva world, just a bunch of crazies, Mr. Eckstein. They bring up stuff. They talk about my past. Yes, I've been to jail for you people. Yes, I fought for this community, but they make it look like I'm so crazy. I don't really care. People who know me, they come to me. Friday night, I don't pick up the phone. It's Shabbos. And I'll get to the show in a moment. And this week, I had to go volunteer, and I stayed a little longer in the hospital. And when I got home, Linda says the phone hasn't stopped ringing. I said, well, Linda, maybe somebody had an emergency, something. And I looked at it. No texts popped up. Usually I just look for emergency text. I leave the phone in a standing position. And if I get an emergency text, something bad, somebody died, I'll take care of it. No text came in. So all of a sudden, I hear a knock on the door because we leave our downstairs doors open. Somebody comes up. It was 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Linda says, what's going on? We just sat down for dinner at 10 o'clock at night. Linda waited for me. Heshy, there's a guy missing. We think he was arrested. I said, what do you want from me? Nobody picks up the phone. We came to you. I said, what do you want from me? Please help us. So I got my coat and jacket on, went over to the 6-6 precinct, spoke to one of the liaison people that I like, and he says, yes, we have the guy here, something minor that he did, and we're going to take him down. And after begging and hollering, and some help from another guy who was very close with them, we got him on a desk appearance ticket. I relayed the message to the wife and family. He'll be out by 1:30 in the morning. He ended up getting out at 3:30 without being transported. And this is what I do. My door is open. My office is open. And where's Simcha Felder? Nowhere to be found. Here's a man. You know, there was a mailer that went out recently. A mailer. And it looks like that the New York City sent this mailer out, and they're going to put it on the screen for you. And I want to show it to you. The mailer that says, register to vote. And even if you register, send it in. And then on the back of the mailer, they give you the form to fill out to either switch parties or to be a member of the party. What you don't see is they clicked off already, they checked off the word Democratic Party. And if you're not paying attention, even though you want to be a Republican, they trick you into becoming a Democratic member. And a lot of people are telling me, I filled out the form, but I didn't know. They said to re-register, or we need to resubmit the forms. That's what the letter says. And what I found out was that Simcha Felder is one of the people who are behind this, sending out forms to everybody in my community, and I guess around New York City, to New York State voter registration form, to register or re-register your party in case you're not on the thing, to make sure that you're able to vote. Because a lot of people, they claim when they go to the ballots, they're not on the registration. So if you resubmit, you're guaranteed to be in. These are the trickery that they do, the lying that they do. And if that's the person you want to represent you, no problem. Go ahead, vote for him. But Mr. Felder, you are supposed to sit down with me and run a debate. Even if you don't want a debate, I want a fair campaign. But you're not running a fair campaign. You tried to knock me off the ballot on a technicality, which you knew for some reason. You should have called me and told me about it. So we went after his signatures. His signatures are sloppy. He got signatures from underage kids. We noticed that and we saw that. He didn't fix his forms. A lot of his people that signed it, I guess, weren't even registered to collect signatures. I mean, we saw those people. Probably somebody else, that's why they couldn't initial it to fix it. His whole paperwork was sloppy, the submission, missing pages in the middle. We got him, the Board of Elections have got him. I can get him off another 700 signatures. I want to run a fair campaign. I want to meet you, Mr. Felder. I'm willing to stop our lawsuits because you keep charging me and costing me money. I don't want to waste money. It's a shame and an embarrassment to our community that two Jewish men, supposedly a son of a rabbi, and I am just a regular person, even though I do have my rabbinical degree, want to act fair. But you don't seem to want to play the game correctly. Well, you know what, Mr. Felder? I'm going to beat you March 25th. I'm going to tell you right now that you're not going to be councilman. The people are going to come out to vote for the right person. Because you know why? Not only do I believe in God, I believe in the people, I believe in this country, and I believe that the angels are watching me this time, and it's my turn. And I hope all of you come out and support me. Anyways, let's start our show. And I'm going to give you, first I want to shout out to my beautiful wife, Linda. Happy birthday. I want to shout out to my granddaughter, Mira Nava, whose birthday was yesterday, and my nephew, and today's my birthday, my beautiful grandson, Binyamin Hillel, and Layla Tamar, and my other grandson, Yeshua, and of course, Ahuva. And of course, Sergeant Peter, I never forget about you, and Ellie, I love you. I hope you always do well. Simcha Felder has a list of donations of 188 people, all done within a 12-day period, without making a party. He started collecting donations on December the 18th, and he went all the way through January 8th, but really most of them ended by December 30th. How did he get these donations? He has a lady who works in his office that has no right to give a donation called Sharon Fuchs. But besides Sharon Fuchs, who's an objector, here's my problem with her. She has no money. They're always broke. How did you do it? I have this list of names of retired people, of companies, of real estate company after real estate company donating to him, nursing homes, administrators of healthcare programs, people that he is going to help and make sure people, you know, the nursing homes, I've said many times, I'm going to go after them. One of my cousins told me, Heshy, we were understaffed. And I told you this. Why are you understaffed? You're billionaires. You have private vehicles. You have private chauffeurs. You have private planes. Spend a little less money. Thousands of people died during COVID, not because of COVID, but because that they weren't taken care of. I was in the hospital this week to visit a friend of mine. 2 days, he's laying there. I said, why didn't you tell me? He said, Heshy, I didn't want to bother you. I said, I understand. And I went to scream. They wouldn't give him a blanket. A blanket. I had to run around and find blankets. We don't have blankets. I found in a few minutes they were hiding them. I don't know why. The care in these hospitals, they just don't care. And some nurses do. I guess they're the new ones. The people who are there a long time see so much tragedy that their eyes give up. I've seen a lot of tragedy. I've seen a lot of things. So here's my quote to you. Even though Simcha Felder has straw donations, he can get in trouble for it. The people, I want you to know, who donated to Simcha Felder's campaign and got a straw donation or a kickback, you guys have committed an illegal crime. You can go to jail for that. I'm not going to tell on you. They might find out about it. Just like May Adams, they'll find out about it. They'll look into it. I don't care. Anyways, here's my quote. And this bothers me because of today's funeral. A perfect parent is a person with excellent child-rearing theories and no actual children. You know how people who don't have children or don't have anything, they tell you how to rear your children. You know how hard it is to raise children? I've raised many. I've raised my own. Thank God I'm a lucky man. But I'm telling you now, every day something comes up. So don't give us parental advice. It's on-the-job training. And we have to be careful. We have to love our babies. We can't just let them go. We have to watch for drugs. We don't think, I have some parents that laugh when their kid try marijuana or go out with their girlfriends when they're 14 or 15 years old. It's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. I don't care what century we live in and what time we live in. We have to be careful. We have to watch them. We have to follow them. We have to be on top of them, even after they're married. My son was telling me he just got married. Pop, I'm a grown man. I know what to do with my money. I said, no. I'm more experienced. Let me advise you. Let me tell you what to do with it. Let me show you the right way. Parental job is never ending. It's always on the job. Even me, after 35 years of parenting, of taking in children, watching my nephews, it's still complicated. Still issues come up. My oldest son came over to me today. Happy birthday, gave me a kiss. And people looked, what's wrong? This is my son. We're supposed to show love every moment of the day. Drugs are terrible. I'm still sad. And we're going to stop it. I'm going to stop it. My cousin called me today, Jack Rose from Florida, wished me happy birthday. He says, Heshy, only one of 51 members. I said, I'll get more. He says, you're never going to make changes, Heshy. You can never fix the city. Really? I'm going to try. Sitting there saying I won't fix the city, I'm going to tell you some problems with this city. Here's my joke. Me and Linda are going to do our taxes soon because Simcha Felder questioned everything. They looked over every dollar, but we're very careful. So Linda said, Heshy, we got to make a will. I said, I don't want a will. I'm not dying yet. You got to make a will, Heshy. You got to make a will. It's not good. The government is coming after us, and they'll come after me. So Linda dragged me to the lawyer. And Sal sat down with us, and we went over everything. And anyways, after we finished, Linda reviewed and examined the will. And I said to Linda and the attorney, okay, so we're done. They got it all. They're getting it all. It's all done. And Linda said to us, I guess this makes you, Heshy, and our son sort of football players. I said, what do you mean? And the lawyer says, how is that? And she says, well, until Heshy kicks off, my son doesn't receive. That's fine. Till I kick off, then he's died. He doesn't receive. Kick off, receiving in football. Well, I thought it was funny. Linda made me laugh at the lawyer's office because I signed away everything to the kids. It bothered me, you know what I mean, that I'm saving all that money. I said, you know what I mean? Anyways, Linda's happy. She says, at least we're protected. And, really she gets it all and she gives it over. It's a whole complicated will. Stupid. I don't know. I don't like wills. Anyways, I want you to know that let's talk about the deportation, okay? Wow. Just like he said, right away we had 1,000 arrests. Gang members being arrested in New York City. Now, I understand that the churches are not going to allow this. You have to allow them. These are violent criminals. Some of them are bad people. President Biden and his department, whatever, his attorney general signed some, what's his name, Malakos, whatever, who cares, whatever his name is. They signed something that no Venezuelans, like 600,000, can't be deported. Trump reversed it. What do you mean you can't be deported? What does that mean? It's illegal. Another stabbing by an immigrant in New York City. And right here on the trains near my neighborhood, on 18th Avenue. On the train. Crime is not down. By the way, Trump is, they're saying, freezing federal monies. Everybody says, and the judge stopped it. You know what I mean? The judge stopped all this federal freezing. I don't understand. The freezing is for these nonprofit organizations and places that are allowing this transgender. So President Trump wants to stop this. He wants to stop this. Unless they follow the diversity programs of stopping this stupidity, you won't get any more funding. I agree. That's what the meaning of it all is. That's what the meaning is. Donald Trump is not playing around. He fired, I love this one, he fired the prosecutors that went after him. Oh my God. Oh, he's getting revenge. These guys should have gone after criminals, should have gone after people that murdered, robbed, stole from the community. Instead, they went after President Trump. They got paid good money to just do stupid research against President Trump. Then, the White House, they fired 17 inspector generals. And reporters are saying, well, that's illegal. It's not illegal. He's the executive branch. He's the boss. They work for the executive branch. They're watchdogs. They've done a bad job. You allow people to do stupidity, you're fired. Clean house. And that's what he did. Thank you, President Trump. They arrested 1,000 people already in New York City for deportation. They're going after gang members. They're doing their job. Governor Hochul said, well, we'll cooperate somewhat. No, Governor, you will cooperate fully. Because if not, you'll be gone soon. She changes her budget to comply. Your budget is terrible. Mayor Adams, your budget is terrible. You know, our kids in the public schools, their math scores are still lower than pre-pandemic times. Because your public schools are stupid. It wasn't the pandemic that lowered it. You never taught them before. You never taught them during the pandemic properly. And you let them get away with stuff now. Your public schools are a disgrace. I've told you that. I want to get into city council and scream at that chancellor. I'll give him advice. You're doing a bad job. You don't know what you're doing, educator. You're an administrator. Having kids come to school as babysitting services, that's nice. I got it. Those parents need to get a break. We got to send the kids to school. But while we're there, you're paying millions and millions of dollars in teachers. Here's the coolest thing I ever read. Donald Trump, you're going to love this. He offered federal workers the option to resign and receive pay for 8 months in a major effort to shrink and reform U.S. government. In an email, his administration asked almost all government employees to decide by the 6th of February whether they want to be part of a deferred resignation program that will mean that they're leaving their jobs no later than the end of September. And those who received the email voiced confusion about the deal because now they can't work from home anymore. They have to come in. This plan will save the United States government $100 billion. Do you understand what $100 billion is? Do you understand what our budget of $1 trillion is? 10%? Even if it's $3 trillion, which it's not. $100 billion, the man is cutting off the top of the bat. When I get into city council, I'm going to save $4 billion by shrinking government. I had an inspector that came to me the other day, very nice man. And I explained to him that there's nothing going on in the building. And you see it. He says, I have to come. And I said, well, Inspector, I'm not around. It's a special building. It's a car building. Make an appointment with me. He said, I can't. They're on the list. We just come as a surprise. I said, Inspector, I can't let you in the building if I'm not there. Just let me in. I'll walk around. I said, I can't do that. You just violate us and punish us. And I explained to him I'm helping a particular building with young people get low-income funding, get a better place to live. And they send another inspector. Well, we'll give you a violation. I said, be my guest. I'll beat you in court. You're not coming into my building without my permission. And that's the way it is. And we have permits and we have plans. Well, we want new permits and plans. I said, you know what? No problem. I filed new permits and plans. Oh, we see it online. We still want to come in. I said, you're not coming in. I don't care what people complain. You don't see any crime going on. You know, you have to have a reasonable suspicion for you to even question me or stop me. And a lot of these cops don't have that. A lot of these inspectors don't have it. You do not have to, unless they know for sure you're committing a crime or a suspicion because somebody made a complaint, That's not called a reasonable, suspicious, and being suspicious or them doing an investigation. They have no right to stop you. They have no right to come into your homes. But some people let them in. Some people allow them to walk around. Stop it. I don't want to keep explaining this to you over and over and over again. That Fourth Amendment is so powerful. The Fifth Amendment is powerful. We're going to call Simcha Felder to court, by the way, and ask him where he lives. During our investigation, he does not live at 1171 Ocean Parkway 5C. He does not live there, and I hope they didn't block me out. He does not live there. He reports that on his documents. So it's public knowledge. Just for your knowledge. It's public knowledge he lives there. He does not live there. We were there. He does not live there. He submitted false documentation to the state. And the reason I tell you this is, when I ran for election last time, so me and Linda have two places. We have our real residence where we live, and Linda inherited a house with her sisters, and we pay all the bills and stuff like that. So I was registered to vote over there for that district. But my residence, where I actually live, is in Borough Park. So when they asked me on the bottom of the form, what is your residence? I wrote it down. I reside at this address, and when elected, I'll reside at the other address, but I own both homes fully, not me, Linda. They got me off on the technicality that, no, I have to sign where I am registered. I said, that's not what the paper says. It says, where do you reside? And after a big court battle and $30,000, we lost. He just kept coming after us on a check mark, on a check mark. And you're telling me that I shouldn't go after Mr. Felder? This is a man who can barely speak, won't come to a debate, won't pick up your phones. Call his office, 1412 Avenue J. Go online. Look for Senator Felder's office. Ask him to call you back. Maybe a staff member will call you back. Ask for an appointment. Oh, you have to make an appointment to come in. He won't see you. Here's a man he's not busy. He was just elected. His door should be wide open. He's busy with his campaign. And he did a conflict of interest during the campaign for city council. He sent out Senator Felder flies because the government gives him $35,000 for each mailer. So he had nothing to do with the money, so he sent out what he did as senator, which was nothing. He made up some fake postcards. I got him. And here's the funny part. He's not allowed to do that. He's running for city council. But he found a technicality to get free advertising as a senator, telling us what he did as senator. But you're now running for city council. It's a conflict of interest. You can't play the game. Tell us what you did, but don't use the Senate campaign money or the money from the government for the Senate. You wait for your money from the city council like the rest of us. These are the crooked politicians you're putting in. These are the people playing. And plus, Mr. Felder, if you ever speak to him, is not well. He's not well. He's really talked to him. He can't speak to you. I'm willing to give, I told you, 10 grand to any charity if Mr. Felder shows up for a debate. Show up. Show up for a debate. On your terms, wherever you want, with every moderator you want, except for this guy from the TED, Reuven Buchart. The guy is a hateful little man. You know, hateful. But I'm willing to go anywhere. Jewish Press, Zev Brenner, anybody you want. I'm willing to take any questions, any past history. Mr. Felder won't come. He's scared. He's a chicken. Come. Your synagogue, your rabbi. He sold his house. He sold his house. The man is only, 67, 66? So if you're retiring, don't run for another office. He sold his house, made $1 million more, whatever, $1 million, and bought a house in Jersey. So everybody's telling me it's a vacation house. Really? Somebody buys $1 million house in Jersey as a vacation house? The man makes $120,000 a year income. He has to rent an apartment here in New York City, minimum $2,500. His fake apartment goes up for rent for $2,500. That's $30,000 a year. So 120 minus 30 is 90. He has to pay taxes of at least $20,000, $25,000. That's what you pay on such a money. So what is he left with? $70,000. He has car insurance. Okay, he gets free health insurance and other stuff. What about food? What about electric? What about that? Another 30, 40 grand. And then he has to travel to Jersey every week because we follow him. We see him that he goes to Jersey every single Shabbos for the last 4 years, every single weekend. Now, here's my question to you. How does a man buy a house or want a vacation house for $1 million in Lakewood, New Jersey. It's not even a nice vacation home. You're talking Lakewood, New Jersey, Toms River. What's there? Upstate, I understand. Florida, upstate. So you know he's planning on moving there, and you know he's renovating the house. And what I understand from the contractor, he's spending over $400,000 in renovations. Where's this guy getting that kind of money? He makes only $120,000 a year. Mr. Felder, what's going on? Leon Goldenberg shoving money under the table to you? I don't know. It's just an allegation, but I know what Leon Goldenberg does. He tried to bribe me. He tried to steal my building from me. He's a bad man. Here we go. Everybody tells me, Heshy, New York is becoming better. Crime is going down. 2 Long Island women charged with sex trafficking in the case of teens' disappearance. They traffic sex here. They kidnap our children. You think it doesn't happen. Watch your babies. I watch them. I follow them. I call them every day. It's going on in New York City. Crime is down. You kidnap a child, to me, that's not crime is down. I don't care if the felonies or the rapes are down. It's not down. That's called up. Drugs, overdosing is a crime. Fentanyl is a crime. They're still bringing it in the millions and billions of dollars. Crime is not down. I have a drug den right in my neighborhood. I went to Kalman Yeager. I went to Felder. I went to Mr. Eichenstein. I went with a bat to threaten him to move out. They came and threatened me. I told them, I'm not scared of you. Come shoot me. But that's one drug house I'm able to stop. How many more are hidden that I can't find? And they sell it to our kids. You want to sell marijuana? 21 years old and above? I'm still not happy with that. I don't care if you're able to fight in the wars or be a soldier. Marijuana is wrong for anybody with a young brain. Your brain doesn't really function normally till you're about 30. Let's be honest. I don't care if you're married at 18 or 20 or you're responsible. You have a lot of stuff in life. You just finished being a teenager when you're 20. You just finished partying. When you're 21, you're out there going drinking. Your brain is not functioning. You haven't suffered life. You haven't had real jobs. You don't have the experience. You haven't paid taxes long enough. Yes, some of us did suffer. Some of us did stuff. I know people whose parents died young and they've gone out to work. Look at me. My life started when I was 13, 14 years old. I understand what it is to be an orphan and struggle, but a lot of the older ones don't. And even then, my brain wasn't fully functioning. They say I don't fully function now as well, but that's a joke. Mayor Adams and Governor Kathy Hochul have announced budget proposals for the coming year that are remarkable similar. Their budgets are ridiculous, just ridiculous. And they are both taking a big gamble that they'll be able to get through the next year without plans being blown apart by President Trump and the Republicans in Congress, who are widely expected to slash federal aid. Now, here's my problem. New York City and New York State, I'm not talking about the rest of the country, is one of the greatest cities in the world. We should be bringing in a revenue. We should be showing a profit. We don't show a profit. How? Because you're giving our hotels to the migrants, so the hotel owners are making a private income. So we're not bringing in tourists, we're putting migrants up over there, so the hotelers are making money, some of them. So here's my problem. I'm never staying in a hotel because of the dirt and the bugs and the filth. And it's like apartment buildings. They defecate in the hallways, on the streets. They're fighting there. They cook there. It's disgusting. You can't go to these nice hotels anymore. Forget the bed bugs. I'm scared you'll bring them home. And we're not bringing tourists in. We should be bringing in so much tourists that we'll be making a profit. Our ferries should be busy. The Statue of Liberty should be triple as busy as it is now. Instead, we're fining and torturing. The other day, I got 2 tickets, 2 parking tickets. And I said to the lady, lady, the traffic is blocked up 7 blocks. I got out of my car to try to help traffic move around. Well, you weren't in your car. I said, but the reason I wasn't in my car because you stood here doing nothing, giving traffic while you allowed traffic to pile up. You have cameras on every corner. They can give us tickets if we cut the light or double park. Why are you here? I have to give tickets, that's the law, to move traffic along. I said, but you're not. They're not. This has to change. It has to stop fining the people that live here, the people that pay its taxes, that clean its streets. Recently in my neighborhood, they've opened up 30 blocks. And finally, they finished the work. Now they opened up another 30 blocks. Traffic congestion. Nobody routing traffic. They just close the streets. Go around. Sometimes it could take you an hour to go 20 blocks. Does that make sense to you in your own neighborhood? And our politicians do nothing about it. They do not care about it. Oh, Heshy, you complain and you whine. I have things that I can do about it. I have programs. I do things now. I go to the houses. I prepare the food. A guy came in today. He's collecting for a new organization. That he's not like me giving out food boxes every week. He's going to give out credit cards to widows and poor families. He's going to give out credit cards that they can go shopping and pick the food themselves. They have to qualify. They have a whole bunch of things. It's like what the mayor did for the migrants, but this is made for people. Instead of us giving them the charitable food boxes, or maybe even the food is rotten by some other organizations, that he gives them a card to go shopping, but only at a particular store. They can't go everywhere they want with the credit card. They have to go to a particular store, and they're only allowed to buy food with it. So we know that they can't play around or bribe somebody to do with the card. And they have to show ID with the card. There's no name on the card, but they have to show ID, because when they plug in the card, this store owner wants to see, because they have to report back. And that's a good system. I can't do something like that because he gives away quite a bit more than me. And we prepare everything ourselves, so we're able to save money. But it's a very good thing, and I'm going to be one of his new contributors. I hope to be able to help him out as much as I can. Let's talk about the green funding. Thank God Donald Trump is going to stop that. I mean, I was watching the Weather Channel the other day, CNN, and the guy who started the Weather Channel says, I am the director and I started the Weather Channel. There is no climate issues. So the guy said there's many scientists that say that the world is going to with the green effect, blah, 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 climate warming or whatever you want to talk about it. He says it's not true. He says, of course those scientists are going to tell you that because they get $2.5 billion in funding. What do you think they're going to say? Climate doesn't work? Climate change is not helping? It's not happening? Of course they're going to say it's happening. But how many scientists are on the other side that say it's a lie? It doesn't make sense. It's like if somebody has cancer. Do you have cancer or don't you have cancer? You can't say one doctor says you have it and one doctor says you don't. I'm watching the nominations for the candidates to fill the seats, the Donald Trump cabinets. They ask the dumbest questions. These guys are competent. Ask them a normal question. Normal background history. They want to know their theology and what they're going to do. They're not in office yet. They have plans. They have ideas. Like they're going after RFK. He's known as an anti-vaccine advocate, and he was tapped by the president to run the Department of Health. They're going after him and they're confronting him, and they're making him struggle to answer these questions. Just like Pete Buttigieg, the defense secretary, finally got nominated. You can't go after stupidity, lies, no proof, just like with Trump. We got to get rid of Nadler. This congressman is like a little munchkin retard, and we keep voting him back in power. The guy is an idiot. A leftist, liberal, transgender loving person. Transgender does not work. Thank you, President Trump, to say there's only two people, men or women. There's no both. There's no both. Florida is having a problem to implement Donald Trump's immigration deal. And Governor DeSantis is vowing to veto a proposal passed by the Republican legislator late Tuesday night. The deal was brokered by Trump, whatever. They're trying to get a little bit less of this immigration thing. Now, everybody asks me, Heshy, what's your idea on immigration? Very complicated. I know I have a lot of friends that are immigrants who have become legalized citizens. I have a lot of people that I know, and we all do. You can't tell me a story that are here illegally. Store workers, people who drive your cars, people who clean your homes. Don't tell me you don't know many of them. Kids that go to school with your kids, you know the parents. Doesn't make a difference. Now, some of them are good. I don't know. And if you're born in the United States, no, you can never be deported. You're born on this holy soil. I don't care how they got here, but that is a trick. But once you're born on this soil, you are a citizen forever. So do I agree with President Trump's immigration deportation plan? 100%. These criminals, these illegal immigrants that are not vetted, vet everybody. You have 11 million that came in, sit down and vet them. You let them in, vet them. Just don't let them walk in. Check their history, check their background. Everybody has a history today. Everybody has a social security number or a birth certificate in every country. You can go online and track terrorists through satellites. Don't tell me you can't track or find out about somebody's past or history. Maybe one or two you can maybe miss, but it's not true. You can check them. They have IDs. Everybody has a passport. Everybody gets some kind of a social security number or identification number in every country. Everybody gets a birth certificate. Every country has laws of marriage certificates. That's simple. Submit your documentation. We sit down. We check you out. We'll see if you have a criminal history. And if it's not so bad, we'll let you in. But if you're a drug dealer, a murderer, a rapist, you're not coming in here. Let me tell you, immigrant kidnaps, tries to kidnap an 11-year-old in his car. Illegal immigrant. I don't know what to say. By the way, it was, as I told you at the beginning of the show, that Trump administration has revoked 600,000 people from Venezuela from deportation. It's interesting. 600,000 by Mayorkas. He just decided to make a law to end. You have a new administration coming in. Don't create a law that's not going to hold. Don't give these people even hope. You have to tell them right now, go fill out the forms and try to get legal. Or try to tell them about yourselves. But I don't understand. We have a problem that they're screaming that President Trump will go crazy with the tariffs. The tariffs are going to increase inflation. Well, in 2022, when Biden was in power, inflation is at 9.1% without the tariffs. The top two countries with tariffs in the world that tariff the rest of the world is India and China. And they have the most tariffs and no inflation. Yeah, particular products may go up, but that's the levies that cause broad inflation. It's just nonsense to say that tariffs cause inflation. It's nonsense. And this guy, Lutnick, testified before the members of the Senate Commerce, Science and Transportation Committee, and he says the impending committee and full Senate floor should vote to confirm him to be in the cabinet position. And Lutnick prefers across-the-board tariffs on country-by-country basis, rather than ones aimed at particular sectors. I agree. It should be on a country-by-country, not on a particular sector like cars or batteries or different products. Go on a country. That from that particular country to tariffs us, we tariff back. Not particular items or industries. And I'm hoping that we'll do it, and it won't raise inflation. You watch. I know what I'm talking about. I'm going to end the show in a few minutes, and I want to talk to you about the Middle East and Hamas. A A lot of people don't like what I'm going to say, but Hamas are expected to release 8 more hostages. 3 Israelis, 11, I think. 3 Israelis and 8 Thai hostages. This is round 3. The Israeli hostages slated to be released are Gadi Moses, Abriel Yehud, and Agam Berger. One is 80 years old. Wow. An 80-year-old man they had locked up for a year and a half. And 29 and 20-year-olds. According to the Israeli authorities in a statement, Hamas confirmed the 3 Israelis will be released and freed. In return, over 100 Palestinian prisoners will be sent back, including about 30 serving life sentences for involving in deadly attacks. I don't know, baby. I don't know. All I know is that there's a 42-day so far initial ceasefire, and Hamas is committing to freeing at least 33 of the remaining 97 hostages in exchange for Israeli withdrawal and a release of over 1,500 Palestinian jailed for terrible crimes in Israel. Under the terms of the deal, Miss Yehud, one of the last living women held hostage, was initially supposed to be freed last week. We have 97 more hostages. They're only freeing maybe 33, and we're going to free 1,500. Do you want to calculate and divide that number? We're trying. This terrorist organization that has no idea what they're doing, and we're going to allow them, and the world protests for them. I was watching a protest the other day of Palestinians. Mr. President, arrest them. These Palestinians are saying, kill America. I don't mind the people from Palestine that support America. You want to support Palestine? Fine. Hamas is a terrorist organization all over the world, including Saudi Arabia, including Qatar, all of them. And you support them? You deserve to be in trouble. You deserve to be punished. Anyways, I want to thank you for watching my show. I had a lot of comments today, but most importantly, I hate drugs. I hate funerals. I love you, Linda. I want to wish all of you a great year. They say in the Jewish religion that if you have a birthday, you can give anybody a blessing. I don't know if that works, but I'm going to give all of you a blessing. I'm not going to wish you great health or wealth. I hope you get it all, but you know it's not going to happen. What I wish for everybody out there in my listening world and this country, that we should have a prosperous year. We should be good to our neighbors, and they should be good to us. And I wish for all of you that America will be great again, and New York will be great again. That's my wish. That's my prayer. That is my blessing to all of you, that you should be part of the big scheme to the journey that we're on over the next 4 years. Should be something spectacular. I know it. I feel it. And when I get into city council, I'm going to make it even more spectacular. You just watch. Thank you for listening to my show, everybody. God bless you. God bless New York City. God bless this great country of the United States of America. So help me God when I get sworn. By the way, I was sworn in on the Republican ticket. So thank you so much. My Republican, we have a club, and they voted me as vice president. So there's a picture and a video of me being sworn in as vice president. So I already know how to be sworn in when I get elected to city council. So thank you again. Play that music. Watch my show. Everybody come back next week, Wednesday, and we're going to have more to talk about. Happy birthday, Linda.
Wednesday night, we're all in sight. 9 o'clock, it's shining bright. Turn the dial and feel the might. Just enough Heshy takes flight.